Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. There's no question this looks like a disaster zone. As soon as I pull out any sort of rack gear to start working on or try to connect things, well, everything gets a little crazy in here. But I'm hoping it's going to settle down by the time I am finished tonight. Okay, so last night I tried to hook up the Hydrosynth using these blue cables there. They're not long enough. So then I ended up going through this whole case of cables that I have here, because when I started the studio in 2022, I had to get a whole bunch of patchwork cables, like in other words, two cables and connect them together to make longer runs. And so I did find in that bag over there enough cables that can actually hook up the Hydrosynth and go from the patch bay up to the mixer up there. So I should be able to start getting some of this other stuff put together. But first I have all these connections right here to make into the next patch bay. So we're getting closer. This is now the MX822, which is the submixer. That is now loaded up and ready to go. These other ends will go into the next patch bay, which is this one right here. And that's going to be the one that takes all of the remainder of the plugs. So this one is going to be a little bit longer than what the other two patch bays were to take to configure. So anyhow, right now, this is kind of what everything is looking like in here. It is still an absolute mess, but we're getting closer. Okay, so the way I have it set up is that mixer right there sends out to one of the patch bays down here, which then goes to the speaker switch on the main desk. So this is the part that I wasn't terribly looking forward to. So the cords that we see over there by the Mini Freak, those ones right there, I have to wire that synth in, and then I have to wire the Hydrosynth in using these set of cables right here. And once I do that, it can go into this patch bay, which we basically have all set up and going now. I have to add in all of those cables that are over there yet, and then everything should be ready for testing. It's the wiring in of these two synths that is going to take a little bit longer because of where they have to run down. Because I have all the audio going down this post and all the power going down the other post, trying to keep everything separate. So far that's been really working well. I learned that in the earlier days of building all this stuff. Anyhow, so here we go. We're going to set everything up and then we should be closer yet. The way it's set up right now is everything that is in the studio that's not more or less a mono source should be coming through 17 and 18 on the mixer. So if I play the Machine Plus, we see something coming through there. The Akai Force, we see it light up on the Modi X. We see it light up. The Mini Freak, we see it light up. On the Hydrosynth, we see that light up. The Roland FA, that lights up. SP404, that lights up. And if we play Silent DeepMind 12, that lights up. So everything then works as far as all the stereo instruments. If I play these mono-sourced instruments, they should come through on like track 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I put up these tracks right here, just a little bit, you can hear that one's already going. So on track 1 should be a submixer for the Behringer gear, which I'm not sure what I'm doing with yet. But then we have the chord coming through. I'll come back to here, flip this on. You can hear that's moving. That's the Mini Brute, so that works just fine. We have the drum brute then. And that works. I'm not going to turn on the nifty case, just does a bunch of squawks for right now because I really don't have any modules installed in there. That means all the mono instruments are working as well. So now it's a matter of testing out some other things about the setup. So if I have this set up correctly, the previous demonstration was everything was going through the Art Pro MX822 submixer and into the board on channels 17 and 18. But with the way this is set up, I should be able to turn off that mixer like I've done right now and patch any one of these instruments through to any one of these channels. So for instance, this is the machine plus on channels 1 and 2, on 3 and 4, on 5 and 6, on 7 and 8, nine and 10, 11 and 12, 13 and 14, 15 and 16. Okay, so the same holds true with the Akai Force. I should be able to put it through to any of the two channels. That's on channels 1 and 2, channels 3 and 4, channels 5 and 6, channels 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So far everything's hooked up right. Now we're going to try the Modi X7. This should be on channels 1 and 2, 3 and 4, now 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm not going to do that with all the instruments because once we know that it comes out the right place on the top patch bay, put it into the bottom patch bay is working fine. Then I can patch any of the instruments through to this mixer on any given channel. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.